Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an exciting project for you that I would like to share. I have a new printable available on my Etsy shop, and so with those printables we're going to be making something today. So I wanted to share that with you right now. First, here is the journal. Cover, spine, and back cover. I've cut some chipboard. Actually, I have them all printed out right here. So this is what you get. There are 3 pieces of paper for each of them, 2 different styles and colors. So here's one. Here's a large cover. And then I've included this where you can cut these squares out and use them to plate or title your books in these 2 spaces here. So you can put journal, and then this one I just left it blank. If you wanted to put something there, you could stamp, or you could just use a piece here and put a stamp, and then it will be white, or you could just leave it as it is. With these, I've put them on just the white, so if you didn't want the red, you could just cut them out to whatever size you wanted them. You could just do the journal like that and put it right there. So you have these titles. You can use these right there and then stamp here, cut it out and plate it there, or just stamp over that. I like to use this because I'm not very good at stamping, so if I make a mistake, I can just go on to the next one. You can print as many of these as you want. Once you download the file, you have unlimited access to it. And then, so here's the bigger journal cover, and here's the smaller one. So right here are the same titles for the journal to be plated here, or the blank ones to be put right here. So here is one of them. I'm sorry. Excuse me. And then here is a different journal cover. So here's a large one, and here's a small one. And this small one. And it has the same words. And then there are some blank, so if you would prefer, as they are right here in each one, they come with a few blank ones. And then here are the ones for the larger book. So I have cut everything out already. Let me just set these to the side here. So those 2 are listed on my Etsy. One of them is in red, this one is in green. And then I also came out with a new printable a couple days ago. It has an old book page, and then 2 of them side by side. And then here's some little journaling cards. So there's 4 on each page. You could put them in pockets. Use them for journaling cards. This could be a pocket, and then 2 of them are book pages, which you can crease down the center, which I have them cut out right here. Crease them down the center and just fold them and add them, which we're going to do right now, into your book. So there's one, and then we'll do this one the other way, like that. So there are 2 books, 2 book pages, 2 pages there. And then I'm going to use these on the journal right now. I've sewn around the edges. So it's 2 of these pieces. I've sewn around the edges, and I've glued it to some tea-dyed paper. And then I did some different sewing right there. So what we're going to make our journals using these. I think I might split this up into 2 videos, depending on how long it takes me to get through them. So let's go ahead and move everything to the side, and we'll work on this red one first. So that I have everything ready for the journal. Okay. So, one thing I've just found out I should do, that I've now just started doing, which I'm going to show you right now, is using tea dyed paper not as a page. This is coffee dyed, excuse me. I coffee dyed it, and then I baked it in the oven, and I ironed it. And I'm not going to use it as a page. What I'm going to do actually is use it as the cover of my book. These pieces I just got from something random somewhere, like a box somewhere or something. So I've just cut them up to 1/4 of an inch taller than this, how it printed. So I did not include any measurements, because depending on your setting, it could print differently than what mine did. And so I've just measured it. And so it's about 5 inches. So this I've cut to 5 1/4. Okay, so I've just added 1/4 of an inch onto this paper. Once I cut it out and measured it, I added 1/4 of an inch, and I cut out my cereal box or whatever you have. Use whatever you have around the house. I'm going to leave a little bit of a space here so that my book can be opened and closed without these two bumping into each other. And then I'll glue this one on this side. Just like this. So I just eyeball it. Try to set them, you know, the same distance apart from each other. So that's it. And now what we're going to do is cut the edge of the paper right here. So we're going to miter our corners. And I'm coffee dyed 65-pound paper. So this is not copy paper. This is the type of paper you would normally use to wrap a book, as I'm doing. So just crease it along the edge here on all 4 sides. And then we'll glue these down. I like this glue, this art glitter glue, because it dries really fast. So everything sticks. All right, so let me get my bone folder so I can push it down right here and on the other side too. Make sure everything is adhered very well, and then we'll go on to this next side. So I've just decided that I just wanted for this book to make a little mini junk journal style with only tea dyed paper or coffee dyed paper. And then I have a doily and an envelope. So I'm keeping it very simple. This would be something perfect you could give somebody who likes to write, or stick it in their stocking for Christmas, or send it to somebody in the mail. A cute little personalized gift that you've made for them yourself, not something that you've gone out and bought. And these corners, I'm just pushing them down. So I do like that it's easy. I've decorated the cover for you, made it very simple. You can add whatever you'd like to the inside of the book. So that's it. Here's our book. We've wrapped it in coffee dyed paper. Isn't that amazing? I love how it has come out. And I'm going to add to it by inking my edges. If I can find my ink pad here. Just kind of make it look a little bit older. And I realized I was using this thing on the wrong end. So we'll try this again. As I've watched some of my videos back, my family and I, we were laughing so hard. Oh, yeah, I can't find the piece, but we were laughing last night so hard I was crying. My husband came and he said, I was watching your YouTube video, the one that has the thrift store haul. He goes, that thing, you couldn't figure out what it was? It's a candle. And we were looking back at the video, I replayed it, and all my kids, I have 4 older ones and then a 2-year-old. So the 4 older ones and myself, we were sitting at the table rewatching that video, and it came to the part and I was holding it on the flame and I was laughing so hard, and I was saying in my video, I don't know what you would do with something like this, but it was so funny. So we were all laughing, and I've been enjoying my little personal bloopers that I've found in my videos, so I think it's pretty funny. So now you have to go back and watch that video and laugh with me with the candle that I'm holding on the side. I thought it was pretty funny. So now what I want to do is cover the inside of this. So I've got a trimmer, I've got my coffee dyed paper here, and I'm just going to measure. It's about 8.5. So I'm going to bring it in 1/4 inch at 8 1/4. And then for the height, it is 5 3/8. So we'll do 5 1/8. So let me cut this out at 5 1/8. Have it right here, my trimmer. And then we'll just cut about 1/4 inch off. I need a new blade, but this will do. Yeah, I'm not going to go through and cut it again. Just fix this edge here. There we go. So I've cut another coffee dyed paper to fit right here on the inside of the book. I do want to ink the edges of this paper a little bit. It kind of takes away these flawed edges. You don't really notice where I needed a new blade. And then another idea you could do is, I do like the way that this is, but mine's coming apart. Look, it has all this little frizzy stuff everywhere. You could sew a pocket here, run it through the sewing machine just on these 3 edges, get any kind of paper, and just kind of add to it. Whenever I bake the paper in the oven, the side that I have down leaves these marks here. But the side up turns out like this. Maybe it was my pan. I'm still learning, trying to figure out coffee dyeing. I think I said in my other video too that my 17-year-old, well, she was the one that is so helpful with coffee dyeing these papers, because she'll sit and iron them for me while I keep changing them from the oven pan. And in another video I mentioned where she says she's going to steal my coffee dyed paper to use to write her homework on, because she has an unlimited supply of it. So I thought that was funny. I said, as long as you're going to help me make it, you can use as many pieces as you want. Just don't go crazy. You know, leave some for me, I said. Okay, so here is our finished cover. I just want to make sure everything is pushed down, because If it's not, when it comes to folding it, it will bubble on these edges. And then right here, I've pushed my bone folder down the center and glued the top piece in the center there to where it touched the bottom piece. So there's the journal. What do you think? I like it. I haven't seen somebody use coffee dyed paper, 65-pound cardstock to wrap a cover. So I love the idea. I came up with it myself. I didn't see it on YouTube, but if there is somebody out there, probably somebody thought of it before me. But I like how it looks, and it will work perfectly with these journal covers that I've made. So I'm just giving it a little bit of an antique aged look, and it also takes away these white edges. The book that I've used is a book that I found and purchased from the 1800s. Doesn't that look cute? So, so yeah, I was really excited. Look, all my ink pad or my ink sponge is leaving all these little pieces everywhere. Maybe it's just the quality. So we'll lay this out and we'll just glue this, leaving a little bit of a border all around. Looks like a door. It looks so cute. I love this front cover. So beautiful. With this one, we're going to wait, but we can go ahead and glue on the back cover. Even the Tim Holtz, I have one right here, I'll show you. Even these leave, you know, a little bit of that laying around when I use it too. Maybe it's the way I'm doing it. All right, so there we go. There's our front cover and our back cover. This would look really nice also if you wrapped it in black cardstock instead of this tea dye or coffee dyed 65-pound paper. If you just got 65-pound black cardstock, this would look really cute too. So now what I have is these pieces. So there's this envelope we're going to use. We have a little tiny doily paper, or doily. With my envelope, see how when I coffee dyed it, or tea dyed, I think these are tea dyed, it takes the adhesive off, and I'm going to close it. What I like to do is open different sides of the envelope. So here I'll close it completely, and you could cut it here, and then this side would be a flap up and this side would be a flap up. But what I'm going to do is on this side, I'm going to cut it on the top up to this center mark. And then on this side, I'm going to cut it down this edge here. So as I'm flipping through it, I can open it here, and then on this side, I can open it here. And to make it easier, I'm going to punch out a little piece of it, so it's like a place for you to easily take out the paper. There we go. So here we have this, and then our doily, and then I have 5 pieces of tea dyed paper. I've cut them to the same size as the cover, so they won't be sticking out. So as you can see, it won't be sticking out. So here I'm going to put my envelope, and then I like to start with a doily here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get my, here it is, my big old book that I don't use at all. And then we'll use this. And I have it right here. Okay, so I have an all. And I'm just going to randomly, I mean, I just want to make sure, for one, that the doily is in the center. Same with the pocket, or with the envelope, that's okay. So I'm just going to put 2 holes, one here, about right here, I think is good. So 2 holes there. And then with those 2 holes, I'm going to put my book in, and I'm going to mark it with a pencil. I'm sure there are easier ways. And you know, this journal would fit a lot more than these 5 pieces of paper. As you can see, it's a pretty big spine. It's 1 inch. So I'm just going to move it over and put my hole on the 1/2 inch so it's in the center. So I'm just going to put it right there. And then same up here, I'm going to find the 1/2 inch, which is where the pencil mark is. So there we go. Put those away. And now I have a needle. And then we can use some of this braiding cord. So it's like waxed thread. So we're just going to put it here in the needle, which can be challenging. I like to pinch the end of the cord so I can make it go in. Okay, so here we're gonna put and I just want to make sure that my everything's on the right orientation. So we're gonna go out from the center, and this is thick. There we go. So you have to kind of make your hole depending on how thick your thread is going to be. There we go. So yeah, my hole wasn't as big, and this thread here is pretty big, bunched up. So we're done with that. I'm just going to cut off a good amount here. So we're done with all of this. Just make sure it's pretty tight. And we're going to tie a knot. This is where kids come in handy. Come over here, put your finger right there. All right, so there's the book. I just put 1 signature of 4, I guess there's 4 pages, no, 5 pages. And then the envelope and the doily. So there's so many more things that you can do with this journal. You don't even have to use the spine. You could just make it, just fold 2 papers in half. Whoops. And use this as the front cover, and then this one as the back cover. So doing this the way I'm doing it right now just kind of allows me to cover up that stitch. And then it kind of makes it more secure so it stays there in place. So there is that small journal. So I used the cover from the printable that I'm offering, and I'm just going to cut out this journal. Okay, I'm going to also ink this. There we go. And then we can glue it on right there. See how it fits? So another thing you could do is back this, and cut mine very straight, but that's okay. It's my journal. You can back this in some different colored cardstock, or you can put some fabric behind it. So there's my journal. Can't see the stitch at all. See, it's pretty flat. There's the back cover. And anything like this, you can just ink it. I think I got some glue. Yeah, got some glue stuck right there. So there it is. There's the inside cover. And then the tea-dyed paper. And then there's that pocket here. And you can tie some buttons to this. So it was very, very simple. So I think right now I'm just going to stop here where I am. And I'll make another video showing you a larger cover, but of the other front cover. So I hope you like this video. Please do give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments below. I will list this printable in my Etsy shop. You can make these for craft fairs. You can give them out to your family and friends, co-workers. Just something simple and easy for you to make, and or give them to your kids. Fill them with papers that they enjoy. It doesn't have to be coffee dyed. It doesn't have to be inked. This is a vintage image from a vintage 1800s book. So there are many things that you can do with something like this. And I do allow commercial use, so sell them at your craft fairs, which is probably what I will do. I'm so excited. I love this image. I like the journal. I can put something here if I want to, put my name. So I'll leave the Etsy link below. And I thank you for stopping by. I hope you liked this video, and stay tuned for the next one, which will be coming very shortly, because I'm going to be using the larger version of the other style cover. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.